Hi, good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Can you hear me? Good evening. Can you hear me? I'm just going to ask my team here. Can you hear me, team? I'm just here on Facebook waiting for me to get a message to say that you can hear me because I just had a message saying that you can't hear me. Okay, right, so you can hear me. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Uh, if you can look at that message that I put in the chat, team, that would be great, okay? And read the message. Thank you so much. Good evening. How is everyone doing today? Wow. I am so excited. It is Friday evening and the week has gone by so fast, but it doesn't stop there for me. I love what I do. I really enjoy what I do. And tomorrow, we've got the live tomorrow as well. But you know what I do as well? I also read a whole book every single weekend. I think it's so good for the mind, body, and spirit. And I read spiritual things like Deepak Chopra, for example, abundance, because it's about us. And also, I've got the 5 a.m. club as well that I'm going to be. These are my books that I haven't read yet, which I'm going to be reading. So why do I do it? I read a book every weekend. So I split the book in half and I read one half on a Saturday, right? And then I'll read the second half on a Sunday so that I've really nourished my mind, but also at the same time I'm learning. You know, it's never too late to learn. And we have got so much to learn. You know, we may think that because we're a certain age that we um, don't need to learn much because we know, some people think they know everything, and I know I don't. And I know that my journey of discovery of knowing and learning is only just beginning. You know, so you know, if you can start this earlier, the better, because it will really help you in your weekly tasks that you have to do. So I drink plenty of water, like I've got my water here, my fizzy water, and I also like to have lots of fruit as well, especially at the weekend when I'm reading a book of, you know, sometimes 300-400 pages, for example. So I love to read a book. Of course, if there's a time that, you know, that I haven't finished, you know, and I've got like 30 pages left, I'm not going to exhaust myself to finish it, but I am literally addicted to reading books at the weekend. That is my pastime time. That is my, I call it, even though it's not socializing, but I still find that I'm socializing with me. Okay, I'm I'm renewing my inner self, and in order for me to build a business and to help serve, I need to also nourish myself and build myself from within so that I can serve from outside as well. So I like to look after myself. And that's one thing I want to say to you all, is that to try and, you know, do some reading, because if you're in business, it's good to read about different aspects and learn about how you can scale. For example, this is a book by Reid Hoffman. I haven't read it yet, but it says Masters of Scale. And it really, I'm looking forward to that. But it really helps me to help my team and to help myself and my family as well. Because if I can help people to look at reading a book rather than being on a computer all weekend, because I'm in my, you know, I'm right here in front of the computer for the week, for example. So that's why at the weekend I switch off. I go and sit in my garden, for example. I find a lovely chair to sit in, and then I would just read half the book in one day. I have lots of water, fruit, and it's just beautiful, you know, and it just makes me feel good. And I would highly recommend that to all of you if you can. And I'm going to be starting a book club. So if you want to be a part of the book club, hashtag book club, that would be great. And I will bring you into the group for the readers. And, you know, when I say book club, I mean, you can, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical book in order for you to be in the book club. You can have Kindle, things like that, for example. Okay? But I just wanted to say that before we started, and I just want to say welcome everybody. Thank you, team, for being here as well. I can see some familiar faces as well, so thank you. We've got some wonderful group members here. Actually, I can't see them properly, so apologies for that, but I just want to say welcome to everybody, and let's get started. So today is, you know, it is about, you know, us looking at the VA aspect, about us growing the business to where we need to be. And in order for it to grow, you need to be able to have a team that can help you to grow your business, because you can't do everything. It's impossible to do everything, because you will miss things, and you could get people that are good, that can do things better than you, and why not let them help you and let them lead with you to grow your business? And because your people are your leaders as well, so the more that you empower them, the better. And this is why I'm doing the training today to talk about the VAs, the VA virtual assistants, how they can help. But first you've got to understand about what it is that they need to do, because you don't want a VA coming in, they don't know what to do, and then you don't know what to do. Then you've got, you know, two people that are just trying to understand what's going on, and then things don't get done. So there has to be some structure there. So I'm going to talk to you today about this structure as well. Okay, so in terms of virtual assistants, they are significantly really popular now, especially now in recent years, since the global pandemic, really. But really, it's been happening before that. It's just, it's more visible to us, for example. So it's driven by factors which are increasing the demand, especially for the healthcare delivery, for example. Let's just see what this message is. And so, for example, what we need to do, what we need to look at is this increase in demand in healthcare delivery, the growing prevalence of the different healthcare businesses and advancements that we've got in healthcare technology, especially today. It is absolutely amazing, and I can't say it strongly enough. You know, I wouldn't be able to do without my virtual assistants. And, you know, 2022, the global market for healthcare virtual assistants is projected to reach approximately 1.73 billion. Not million, but billion. It's grown from 391 million in 2019, for example. So this growth, it's accompanied by the rising number of healthcare providers adopting to virtual assistants for virtual tasks, for example, various tasks. So the virtual assistants, it really became popular in America. England, we've got to really get with the program. You know, we're kind of a bit behind, but we're getting there, followed by Europe and Asia as well. So the increasing aging population is also encouraging healthcare providers to go into this patient monitoring and support by having key drivers in these regions. So I just want to touch on that before we went into the training. I also want to say congratulations to Marcia Smith Anderson. She won the prize yesterday to join our boot camp, which was the giveaway. She's won the boot camp, so let's give her a round of applause. Woo! Woo-hoo! Well done, Marcia. Well done. So, like I said, we're giving away prizes, and I want you to be a part of that. So, day 2 today, we are giving away, and just to say, you cannot win second time or third time. You can only win one prize, for example, okay? Because we have to give everyone a chance, okay? So day 2, we're giving away, drum roll, you'll get to win one-to-one coaching with me, and you'll also get 5 hours virtual assistant as well as the prize for today. For example, tomorrow's prize is where we're giving away a virtual assistant for free. For example, the price usually is a lot more, but we are giving it away free, and you will get 40 hours of virtual assistant, for example, and you get 1 hour one-to-one coaching with me as well. Okay, and I just wanted to mention that. So congratulations to Marcia. Everyone give Marcia a big clap, round of applause for her winning the prize. Okay, wonderful. So in terms of specific tasks, healthcare virtual assistants are utilized for a wide range of functions, including medical data entry, appointment scheduling, patient follow-ups, billing, and even remote patient monitoring as well. This is what's really going on in the States, and it's very, very popular. And we are doing well. I'm not in the UK. I don't live in the UK anymore. I live in Cyprus, but I was born in the UK, and I still connect with the UK because that's where I was born as well. And I love to serve in the UK as well as worldwide, in America as well. So and Europe, because I'm in Cyprus as well. So the virtual assistants are, we provide virtual assistants, and it's worldwide. So the UK, we've got Cyprus, we've also got America, and we've got the Philippines, and South Africa as well. So we've got 5 areas where the virtual assistants that work for our organization that are covering where they come from and where they live, for example. So the virtual assistants, they help healthcare providers to streamline operations, reduce costs, and improve patient care by handling your administrative tasks. So this is something that will really propel your business as well. You can also manage outsourced solutions. So overall, the integration of virtual assistants in the healthcare industry is not only growing, but it's becoming an essential part of the modern healthcare management, after significant value to healthcare companies worldwide. So we're going to go into the training now. So I hope that was a good understanding of why I'm doing this training here, because it is something that we offer. We offer virtual assistants. So we are also a virtual assistants agency, because I know that my clients need it as well, because sometimes you're not technical savvy, you haven't got time to be typing things up, etc. So why try and split yourself into 20 people when you can actually have a virtual assistant that can handle things for you and take the pressure off of you, so that you can do the things that you love to do. So when you're looking at taking on a virtual assistant, I'm just going to drink my water here. You want to ensure that you've got a scope of work which clearly defines what their tasks are going to be. You want to list them daily, weekly and monthly tasks as well. So what are the skills that is required to become a virtual assistant for you to be able to train them, for example? You need to be able to identify the specific skills that your virtual assistant needs, such as proficiency, perhaps it's a specific software, what languages that you have, for example, or maybe it's social media management or customer service, for example. You need to be able to put in the time to allow the virtual assistant to work the hours that you want them to do and what you expect them to work and what time you want them to show up, what time they should show up before the time that they start the work, for example. How do you want them to show up in your organization? How do you want them to dress in your organization? Although it is virtual and they're on screen, for example, how would you want them to present your company, for example? Right, so let's look at what skills that is needed. Now, the higher the skill, the higher the demand. We have virtual assistants from level 1 to 6, for example, and we do up to, you know, project management, for example, to the beginning stages as well. We've also got nurses as well as specialized people that have got qualifications. They're also DBS checked, criminal records checked, for example. So you need to be able to craft a effective job description, and it needs to be detailed. You want to write your job description that is clear. It needs to be detailed, like I said. You need to include the scope of work, required skills, the time commitment, and the payment terms, for example. Just going to drink my drink here. Just having a coffee. It's quite nice, actually. So, what soft skills do they have? So, you want to have them, you know, be able to communicate effectively. They need to be reliable, and they need to be really show up on time as well, and be able to monitor their time effectively so that the work gets done. So that is some of the soft skills. Then you want to be asking about screening questions. You know, include questions which will help you assess the candidate's skills, the virtual assistant skills, and their experience, for example. Then going through the interview process, that's the next step, is initial screening. You want to use the answers to ask the virtual assistant questions to filter out unsuitable candidates, virtual assistants, should I say. So video interviews is very good, where you can see their face, for example, like you can see my face here online, and you want to be able to assess their visual communication with you. Is it eye contact? Are they giving you eye contact, which is very important as well when they're answering your questions, for example. You want to be able to provide them with some tests. So what tests are you going to give them? You want to be able to give them tests that is relevant to the position that you want to hire them for as well. So the next thing is do some scenario questions. You want to ask them about how would they handle a specific scenario, such as dealing with an urgent task or difficult client, for example. Then going on to the next thing that you'll need with hiring a VA is you've got to look at the contracts and agreements as well. What is the formal agreement? What draft and contract are you going to clearly outline for the scope of work that you want them to do? And what is the payment terms as well? Are you going to give them a trial period? I think it's good to do that. You can do a trial period starting off 1 to 2 weeks. You don't really want to do it like 3 months, 6 month trial period, because at the end of the day, when someone is going to be good for your organization within 1 to 2 weeks. You'll need to make sure that you evaluate their performance before committing to them long term. For example, describe in the contract, talk about what the payment terms are, decide on the payments, the frequency, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, preferred payment methods, whether it is bank transfer, TransferWise, PayPal, for example. For me, I pay the VAs into the bank because my accountant, they prefer it that way, to see it that way, even though it's a bit more when you pay into the bank. So you need to be able to provide onboarding and training. And I think this is where a lot of people fail, is that they're not prepared to train their VAs on what needs to be done. This is what's so special about what we offer at Alpha Virtual Assistance Agency, which is my agency that we offer this service, whereby the virtual assistants are supervised. They're also specially trained in healthcare, and also at the same time, we train them because we know what needs to be done, and we take the initial instruction from the client, and then we take it to the virtual assistant that we feel would be best suited, and then we give them the task to do, for example, and then we provide daily and weekly reports as well as weekly meetings. Just a quick short meeting just to make sure that everyone is happy. So usually this is 15 minutes, no more than that, because you want to grow your business. So either the supervisor or like myself, for example, will be there at the meeting. So tools and software to make it so it's easier for your virtual assistant. So make sure that your virtual assistants have access to all the necessary tools, software, and provide the training if needed as well. Just shoot a quick Loom video or YouTube video or a Zoom video, for example, about what you want your virtual assistant to do and how they should do it. Show them how it's to be done, not just talk. Show them how it's to be done, and then what you need to do from that point is get them to show you how you want it done, and give them a time frame as well. Set goals, set the time frame. You want this to be ready in 3 days, or you want this to be ready in 5 days, for example. You want to ensure that you are communicating effectively, and that is by you giving feedback, and you want to set expectations. So you want to clearly define your expectations regarding the response times, the work hours, and the communication channels. Whether it's going to be Slack, whether it's email, they must have their email open at all times and have a notification so that they know when the email has come through in the company email, for example, or they must have Slack open if you've got Slack, and that way they will get notification, because if it's not open, then they're not going to see the notification as well until they decide to log in. So you want to get regular updates as well. So you want to ask them for regular updates on the ongoing task and projects. So how are they doing? How many, appointments have they got, for example? How many posts have they posted? The list is endless of the tasks that you want them to do. You also want to provide constructive feedback. And this feedback, it provides, them with reassurance that they're doing the right thing. And this needs to be done regularly. You also want to be open to their suggestions as well. Building a long-term relationship is really important. So you want to ensure that you respect and that you have recognition, and that you treat your VA with respect and you recognize their contribution. This helps to build a loyalty as well as long-term working relationship. Growth opportunities. If possible, offer opportunities for growth, such as additional responsibilities or pay increases for exceptional work. Tools that you want to consider, because you need tools as well. You need that because it's going to work well for your organization. It's going to make things run quicker, smoother, and faster so that you can grow your business and it's not creating a bottleneck. So you want to look at tools like Trello, Asana, Monday.com, for example, to manage tasks and projects. Time tracking. Tools like Toggle, time management, you can provide that as well. Working hours, especially if you're paying by the hour. Communication that you're going to use is, for example, not going to, it's up to you what you decide to use, but you can use things like Slack, Zoom, Google Meet for regular communication like what we do. We meet on Google Meet every day, and we switch the Google Meet on before the staff members start, and then that way the the virtual assistants join the Google Meet one by one, for example, or sometimes they come all at once because they're all there in a queue, for example. This is a very good recommendation, Google Meet. I highly recommend that you get that because it is such a good thing. It's with Gmail anyway, especially the workspace is really, really good. So use it because it's such an amazing thing to have. It really is. Okay, so talked about communication. So some of the red flags that you need to watch out for is when the virtual assistant is not communicating with you. There's delays in responses or poor communication. That is a red flag. Okay? Missed deadlines, for example, consistently missing deadlines, and it's a sign really of poor management. If they're not able to do that, it is a sign of poor management. Poor time management, should I say. Quality issues. A decline in quality of work over time should be addressed immediately, and they need to know that as well, rather than just carrying on week by week. There's also the legal and ethical considerations for you to think about. Confidentiality. Ensuring that your VA signs a non-disclosure agreement if they're handling sensitive information is really important. What are the local laws that you need to adhere to? Be aware of any labor laws that relates to the VA's country of where they are, so that you ensure that you're being compliant with the local regulations as well. Communicate your SOPs, because what does SOP stand for? We covered this yesterday, Standard Operational Procedures, for example. Internal communication. So when you're looking at creating your SOPs, you want to create some guidelines, for example, like preferred communication channel, Slack, email, Zoom, so they understand how you work and how you want them to work. What is the expected response times for emails and messages? How do they escalate processes for urgent matters? Another SOP is client communication protocol. You want scripted responses for common inquiries. You know, if the client says this or potential client says this is how you answer this particular question. Scheduling appointments and confirming appointments, handling complaints and feedback. So these are the SOPs that you really do need within your organization if you are going to be hiring virtual assistants for your organization. So there's structure there. Appointment scheduling and management SOP, for example, is booking appointments. How to use the scheduling software, for example, Google Calendar, Calendly. So a guideline for booking patient appointments. This includes the preferred time and the required information as well. How do they reschedule procedures for the appointments that they're looking at getting cancelled, for example? So it may need to be rescheduled. What is the procedure for that? You want to be able to notify the clients and the care providers of any changes. So these are the SOP, standard operational procedures, that you need to have in order to hire a VA to help things run smoothly. So appointment reminders, so how would they send out automated or manual reminders to clients via email, SMS, text, or telephone? There's also the SOP, which is patient onboarding and record management, new patient onboarding, collecting and verifying patient information, inputting data into your CRM or EHR, for example, electronic health records system, sending welcome emails with necessary forms and documents is paramount. So data entry. How does your VA do data entry and record keeping? Guidelines for entering and updating patient information, ensuring accuracy and confidentiality in the record keeping, regular auditing and backing up records is important as well. So billing and invoice SOPs, you want to create the SOPs for this, which is how to prepare an invoice, generating and sending invoices to the client or insurance companies, tracking payments and following up on overdue accounts, for example. So another section here is payment processing, which is recording payments and also that have been received and the updating of accounts. So you need to create these procedures so that your VA is able to be effective without going to you every 5 minutes, for example. Handling refunds and payment disputes. How does the VA deal with that? So you create a SOP for that as well. So reporting, generating regular financial reports for management review, reconciliation accounts monthly, and these are all listing of what I'm saying to you regarding the virtual assistant SOPs that's needed. We have like over 50 SOPs for our virtual assistants as well. As we do train our virtual assistants for up to 6 weeks. Depending on whether they need additional training, we provide that as well. But usually it is a 4-week, and then they get trained and supervised for 2 weeks on the job. So social media posting, your VA may not know how you want it done. So it's important for you to make sure that you create a scheduling post on social media platforms. You want to talk to the virtual assistant as well as provide the SOPs for tracking social media performance and reporting any insights as well. So another SOP, email marketing, drafting and sending newsletters or promotional emails. They'll be managing email lists and segmenting audiences, analyzing campaign performance and optimizing for better results. So these are the things that VAs do, so you will need to be able to create the policies and procedures around that. So maybe they're doing content creation where they're creating blogs, articles, for example, and other content as well. SEO, best practice for improving content visibility. The other SOP you need to think about creating is the handling inquiries. That's very important as well. How do you want them to respond to queries, for example? What are the directing inquiries to the appropriate department? What's the instructions for that? Or the persons? Care coordination, scheduling, and coordinating care visits. So the virtual assistant can do this as well. Updating care plans, communicating changes to all parties involved. We also have nurses as well on our books, for example, and I think it's important when you're dealing with healthcare to look at that aspect as well. So number 7 is the confidentiality and data security, for example. Create an SOP for that, for HIPAA compliance, data protection, GDPR, for example. So you want to also have a procedure for reporting data breaches or security incidents. You'll need to be looking at what the steps are needed for that, because it is critical and it's important that you act quickly. So you need to make sure that this is in place as well. So there's also the SOP, which is task management and reporting, whereby you're using a task like Trello, Asana, for example. Okay, so you want to look at the development of the virtual assistant. You know, the onboarding new VAs is important. What is the step-by-step process for training the virtual assistants, for example? You want to also assign to them a buddy system, for example, like a mentor, someone that they can go to that is within the organization, that is working alongside of you, that you can ask them for some advice. So you want to also provide ongoing training, regular training session on new software policies. You want to encourage these skill developments through online courses and certification as well. So you want to value your VA because they can offer to your company, so value them. Administrative support. The virtual assistant, they can manage the day-to-day tasks such as scheduling, billing, and client communication. This frees up your time to focus on the business, working on it and not in it, for example. Marketing and outreach. You want to create a SOP for that. Sorry, my mouse went funny there. You want to create a SOP for that so that that is very effective. Follow-up communication, answering any qualifications. The VAs can also enhance patient satisfaction and retention, as well as service user as well. So what is your marketing outreach? So you need to create that for your virtual assistant so that they can handle your social media, email marketing, content creation, helping to grow the company. And the online presence is important for new clients as well. So data management, this needs to be whereby you create a SOP on this, where you're going to have the patient's records and it's accurately maintained and easily accessible, which it's crucial for providing consistent and compliant care, for example. So the virtual assistant can basically do care coordination between different providers, ensuring that patients receive seamless and continuous care. So you're looking at as well customer service. By handling customer support inquiries, your VA can improve client satisfaction as well. So You want to also look at the VA to help them to maintain compliance within the healthcare regulations. That means documentation, ensuring confidentiality, staying up to date is key as well with the industry standards. The VA, the SOP, you can create one for financial management. This is where the VA will assist in billing, invoice, and financial reporting, helping to maintain financial health of that company. So having these SOPs and understanding the SOPs play a vital role in your organization. There's file management that provides instructions for organizing the maintaining of digital files and folders to keep the workplace tidy and information is easily accessible. You want to have an escalation process as well. You want to define the steps for escalating any issues or emergencies that they may be experiencing at that time to the appropriate person to ensure timely resolution. So task and project management. So you want to create a document for that as well. And this is where you will detail the task and should it be assigned, prioritize and manage using things like Trello, Asana, for example, to ensure clarity and accountability. Who wants clarity and accountability? Hashtag clarity and accountability in the chat. So fast tracking, well, should I say tracking and reporting. So you want to outline to monitor the progress of the task and report on a status, which is regularly to keep the project on track. So provide a framework for managing larger projects, which include setting timelines, deliverables, and coordinating with the team members. So usually you would have a meeting with the team and you would all start talking about this new package, for example. So you've got to list the things that need to be done within this framework, for example, the deliverables, the coordination with team members, deadline management, office strategies, which ensures the tasks are being completed on time. So quality control, we all know about quality control, and it's important that you create a SOP regarding this. Establishes steps for reviewing and ensuring the quality of work being submitted and delivered to you, for example. So we want to ensure that we are documenting our work. Instructions on how to properly document is, something that needs to be done, and creating a record that can be a reference later if needed as well. So guidelines for entering data entry and efficiency into the systems, ensuring consistency and reliability. So file management as well. This is important for your organization by organizing and maintaining digital files and folders to keep workplace tidy, as I said, and accessible. Details for the process when creating formatted documents such as reports, spreadsheets, to maintain a professional standard. So you want to create a documentation creation, for example. Document sharing, so you want to outline this as well, and this needs to be a procedure that you need to create, which includes setting permissions and ensuring confidentiality, because if someone can't be confidential about something, then that is not very good for their character, and it's not going to make people draw to you because you have said something which is, incorrect. So you want to do a SOP for backup procedures, setting schedules, and also processes for regular backing up important files and data to prevent loss. Now, back in the day, we used to have a cassette tape, and what we do there is put it into this machine, a server, for example, and I would have, or the client as well can have, I would have like 4 slots for the backup information, so that I didn't lose the important items as well. So the next SOP is looking at how would you handle any inquiries. So you want to provide a step-by-step process for responding to customer inquiries via telephone, email, or by chat, ensuring that it's consistent service quality is there as well. Now, I've got a list of 50 SOPs that you need to create that. Who would like a list of the 50 SOPs that you need to provide, that you should use within your virtual assistant, working with them so that they know what they're doing? So hashtag, for example, okay? Hashtag me. So social media SOPs is important. There's such a long list here. I mean, I've got pages and pages. I think it's 24 pages, I believe, of the SOP types that you need. So there's payroll management, there's financial reporting, there's access control, data breach responses, there's training and development, there's payroll management, there's budget tracking, confidentiality and data security, for example, skills development, continuous training, there's the performance reviews as well. So non-disclosure agreements as well, password management is important as well. So some of the tasks that you want the VA to do, like I said, there is a list which I am willing to give to you. And what I want to also point out to you is that we can look at what the objective is to identify key tasks that the virtual assistant is able to handle for your business. This will, they can also do work for your personal life as well, like make an appointment, book, a meeting for whatever reason. For example, there's lots of things that they can do for your personal life as well. Okay, so what you need to do is provide instructions, and you want to do some task, take 10 to 15 minutes, and this is what I want you to do as well, because what you're going to be doing here today is I want you to really create a list of things, because although I'm doing the training here, I also want you to participate as well. So 10 to 15 minutes to brainstorm the tasks that you can handle regularly. So think about the things that you can handle on a regular basis that's not going to drain you, for example, and then think about your things that you can give to your virtual assistant, things that are repetitive, time consuming, or outside of your area of expertise. So remember what I've just said here, okay? You want to also categorize tasks. You want to be able to, look at the categories such as administration, marketing, customer service, finance, personal tasks. This will help you to organize the virtual assistant to see what is most effective for them to do for your organization. So you want to prioritize those tasks. Like I said, you want to be able to list the top 5 to 10 tasks that you'll be able to delegate and give to the VA to do for your organization. So these tasks should be able to free up your time to give you significant time back as well. So that way you can compress time and things are being done, but it's not one person doing it. It's multiple people, for example. So detail each task for each item that you want doing. You want to write a brief description of what it entails as well. You want to include specific instructions, tools as and when needed, for example, what tools are needed and the desired outcome. And this will help the VA to create a clear instruction and understand that and work from that instruction. For example, email management. You want to be able to monitor and organize your email inbox. They want to be able to respond to basic inquiries, filter important emails, and archive or delete irrelevant messages, for example. So what tools are needed for communication to filter rules you want to set up in your email, for example? What is the desired outcome? You want the inbox to be at 0 by the end of the day with all the important emails flagged and responded to. So another task is appointment scheduling. So they can manage your calendar by scheduling meetings, confirming appointments, and sending reminders. Tools that are needed for that is Google Calendar, for example, and Calendly. I'm just giving you some examples here. You can go and do your own research if you want to, because at the end of the day, it's what fits in well for your organization. Does anyone have any questions so far? My team can let me know if anyone does have any questions. Okay, I can't see anything right now. So let's look at another category, marketing, social media management. Description. You want to create, schedule, and manage posts across LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Engage with followers by responding to comments and messages. The tools needed, which you could possibly use for that, is Hootsuite and Canva. These are for designing your post. The VAs can do that for you, and so can we. We can do social media, marketing, management as well. Okay? So you want to talk to the VA and say, this is what the desired outcome is for the company. I want you to consistently post 3 times a week, increase engagement, and I want you to increase by 10% growth of followers over the next quarter. So like our Facebook page, we need it to grow by 10%, for example. Blogs, writing, content creation, why not do that? Because your VA can do that as well. They can create blogs for your website as well. Description, they can research and write weekly blog posts related to your industry to ensure that each post is SEO, which is search engine optimized, for example, and it includes the relevant keywords like healthcare business or nursing agency or care home or home care, domiciliary care, for example, home care services, nursing agency, medical staffing agency, non-clinical agency, for example. So some of the tools needed for this is WordPress, Grammarly, SEO tools like Yoast, for example, is the SEO tool as well. And the desired outcome, high quality post, is a must. And publish every Monday, driving traffic to the website to improve your SEO ranking. So once a week they can do a blog post which is quality content that's going to drive traffic to your website, for example, as well as your Facebook and your social media. So make sure that all your links, that your VA has all the links to be able to use them as and when they need them, for example. So insightful recommendations on tasks that you can delegate is important to free up your time. So once you've created a list, you'll have a clearer idea of what your VA, virtual assistant, is able to help you with. So you can use this list as a starting point when creating job descriptions or doing interviews as well. So what I want you to think about is, what should you do next? And I'm going to ask you a really important question here. I want you to write out all the things that you're currently doing at the moment within your healthcare organization, or that you're paying someone to do for your organization. I want you to write what those job descriptions are. Give yourself about 10 minutes. Just sit and think and say to yourself, right, I've got an administration staff members, I've got a care coordinator, I've got the care manager. Care manager, obviously you cannot outsource that because it is a requirement of Care Quality Commission that they have to be within your organization, for example. So I just wanted to mention that so we don't get any confusion as well. Okay, so create a list so that you've got a really good idea. Do some job descriptions as well, and who do you think your potential VA is, and remember to tailor the task based on the specific need of what they're going to be doing, and they need to have the strength to meet that need in order for you to hire them as well. So are you ready to streamline your operations and boost your productivity with the help of our virtual assistants? We're offering a free 15-minute consultation where you will be able to get a personalized staff audit, and I will discuss with you how our virtual assistants can help you in your business and take it to the next level. I will do a staff audit and you will get that personalized for you, your organization. So this will meet your individual needs. So what is it that you feel that you would benefit from, for example? Why wait? Because this is your chance to discover the benefits of working with professionals, healthcare professionals. We have nurses, but also we have virtual assistants at different levels, beginning, level 1, level 2, up to level 6, for example. And you know, we can help you to reduce the workload and improve efficiency, and we can take that off of you because we're here to help you. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to ask the question for the prize. Okay. Okay, so this is a tough one. I'm gonna ask how many yesterday we did the SOPs, didn't we? So today, what I'm going to say is, what tools would you use? You just have to list one of the tools, and you must type it in the comments in the Facebook, for example. So type it in the comment. So what is one of the tools that you can use for creating social media posts? Type it in the chat for me, and then we will look at it. And that is for the winner of, talking about today, the one-to-one, for example, coach with myself. So you'll get one-to-one coaching with myself, plus the virtual assistant as well for free. It's a bonus. So what tools would you use for posting on social media? So I want you to answer that question, then type it into the chat, and then we will announce who's come up with the correct answer, for example. Now it could be, there's different questions, for example, so what tools would you use, for example? Right, I will carry on whilst you're thinking about that. I know some of you are going to listen back to the video to see what that was, for example, that I mentioned. So we have a very wide range of talents, covering from administrative assistant, we've got sales and marketing, lead generation, databases, data mining they call it. We do accounting, bookkeeping, customer service, inbound, outbound calls, website development, graphic and video design as well. We do legal assistance as well, veterinary assistants, for example, dental. We do all care businesses, and we also do project management as well as account management as well. And I would love for you to book a free 15-minute consultation with me. And team, if you can post the link for the 15-minute appointment, that would be great. So, are you ready to optimize your operations within your healthcare organization by using virtual assistants? It will not only help you in your administrative task, but also specifically we train in healthcare. So our virtual assistants are trained in healthcare business types, because it is different. It's not the same. So whether you run a private practice, a clinic, or a healthcare startup, our virtual assistants are here to help you. I understand the unique challenges that you face because I've been there myself, and we want to equip you with the specific needs. You see, when I had my agency many years ago, I've had people tell me that I haven't had an agency and I haven't run a care business and I haven't made 7 figures in my care business, whereas I'm the one that's done it. I know how my business has worked, etc. And I do have the information as well regarding that. I've ran multiple healthcare businesses, 10 or more. I think it's more like 15 healthcare business types, because I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to be able to train healthcare providers to build their own healthcare businesses, and I want them to know that they can do it, because if I can do it, you can do it as well. But it's got to take time, and it's got to take determination, and you've got to put the effort in as well, because you can't just not implement things. You've got to take action with what is being, to grow your business, for example, you've got to take action. But the virtual assistants can help you to do that. And although it's challenging, we're here to help equip you with that support. And like I said, I would have loved to have hired virtual assistants back in 1993, for example, 2001, for example. I would have loved to have done that, because it would have saved me a fortune on office staff. I'm referring to office staff here. I'm not referring to those that are delivering the care, like the carers or the nurses. I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about the staff that are in the office. You need to really do an audit. Your business needs to do one to make sure, is this really effective? Can I use this money somewhere else? I.e., give the carers an extra £2 an hour, or give the nurse an extra £3 an hour? Do you really need to have all those staff members in your office? I had loads of them in my office. I remember I had three floors, and 5, 10, there was about 20 staff members in my office alone. And imagine, I was spending that amount of money each month on wages, when I could have given it to the community. I could have given it to the staff members delivering the care. I could have, done special events, for example, for the community and for the staff members. I could have said, look, let's go away for the weekend, or you go away for the weekend. We're treating you employee of the month, for example. Let's give you a pamper day. Let's go for a spa day for the weekend. We could use that to do that instead, because that will really help the business grow and help retain your staff members as well. For all of you that do have staff members in your office, look at the cost of what it's costing you. Write down each role and look and say, do you really need to have that person in the office? Can this be outsourced? I'm asking you to do a staff audit and book a free 15-minute with me, and I will give you an expert staff audit where you'll be able to use that for your own organization and identify the areas of where you may need a specialized virtual assistant that can also make an impact on your business to increase. We are healthcare specific, and we provide that support, and that is from patient scheduling, billing, medical transcription, compliance management. Our VAs are trained in lots of intricacies to do with healthcare industry. We're also tailored, and we also will give you a customized plan that outlines what the VAs can help streamline your operations and improve your efficiency. So why choose us? Well, I've had over 35 years experience in healthcare, and I come from a teaching background. I've also done my own healthcare businesses for 20 years. For 20 years, that's a long time. And I've been a coach for 10 years. So I've been doing healthcare businesses, for example, 30 years. but I've worked for organizations in healthcare for 5 years, so it's 35 years experience, for example. And I just wanted to point that out to you. Why should you choose us? Because we can offer you that reassurance that's going to help you to grow your business as well. And what I want to say to you all is that we've got the free gift for this is going to be on the last day, for example, and I really want you to really think about where you can outsource and use our agency, you know, our Alpha Virtual Assistant agency, for example. You know, we can help support you, you know, and we've got here some of the tools that is used. Excellent. Wonderful. Excellent. I can see lots of answers here. Thank you, team. So I just wanted to reach out to you all. My team's going to put a link in the chat for you to book a free 15-minute consultation with me and all my team members, for example. But if it's regarding the virtual assistant, then I will gladly speak with you and talk to you and go through your auditing. What is your, you know, what the cost is to you, what you're paying out on wages, for example, because it's not just the hourly rate, it's not just the wages you're paying the staff member, it's the employer's national insurance, it's your pension that you're paying for, you're paying for holiday pay, sickness pay, for example, the office space that you have, whether you've got team members sitting in an office space, that's costing you money. So it's not just what you're paying that person, it's the other things that add up as well. And I want you to be aware of what that true figure is, because we need to be aware of that. And look at the savings that we can help make for your organization, which is key, so that you can give more to your team members that are delivering the care, as well as provide them with treats, as well as help your community. And another thing, guess what? The owner, you, the care provider, can get a higher rise. You know, you get bigger margins, so you can get a higher rise within your healthcare business. Isn't that worthwhile just looking at to see how you can save money? Does anyone have any questions? No? Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you so much. So we're going to know who's won the gift, which is the one-to-one coaching with a free VA as well. That's one of the things. We'll announce the winner tomorrow. Secondly, I want you to book a free 15-minute appointment with me so that I can do a free audit for your organization. It'll be personalized and it'll be sent to you via email as well. I think that is highly valuable for you to get that as well. So I hope that you've enjoyed the training. Give me some hearts, give me some love, let me know that you've heard me fine. I look forward to speaking with you all next week, for example, and we will be doing the live tomorrow, for example, which is Saturday. We'll be doing the live tomorrow at the time of 7 p.m. So please be there. I hope you'll be able to join me, because I'm going to give you some more golden nuggets, some amazing thought processes when it comes to how to train your VA, your virtual assistant, because we need to understand how to do that effectively so that your business is growing and it's not shrinking, for example, because it can affect if it's not done correctly. So I wish you all a wonderful day. God bless you all, and try and take some time, some rest, I'll be reading before I do my live tomorrow, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to be going for, whether it's the Masters of Scale or whether I'm going to do the Abundance with Deepak Chopra, or whether I should do this thick one, which is the 5 a.m. club, which is called Elevate Your Mind. So actually it's not that big actually. Yeah, that's quite easy. 300 and odd pages, not bad. So yeah, so before I come on tomorrow, I'll be reading, I would have read my book and hopefully read 150 pages, for example, before I come on tomorrow. And I look forward to speaking with you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Thank you, team, for being here. I do appreciate you, and I know that you've supported me during my difficult times, as well as the time where I took a month off. I appreciate you. I wouldn't have been able to do that without you. To be able to take a month off from work, not work actually, from your own business is very rare. And I'm sure that you all will agree. If you could just put in the chat, #rare, to have a month off. I took a month sabbatical off in June, and it was so refreshing for me to have that time off. And you know, I'm going to be doing that every single year, so I can meet with my sisters, for example, and my brother and my cousins and aunties and everything. Okay, so I look forward to speaking with you soon. I hope that you've enjoyed today's training, everyone, and I hope that you get a pen and paper and write all of this down. But don't forget, there are going to be some free gifts given out tomorrow. For those of you that haven't won the competition, don't worry, you will get a free gift, and it's going to be amazing. I look forward to speaking with you all very soon. God bless you all. Take care. Goodbye. Thank you.